Show, and I want to share a project that I had on the Joy Crafting blog. Back in June, I made a project using wire, and it's a piece of jewelry that even if you don't know how to do wire wrapping, then don't worry because it's super easy. It's actually this. This is a bird's nest ring. Birds have become very popular in a lot of fashion, in home decorating, all over the place. You see birds everywhere, not just owls. And so you're beginning to see a lot of nests. And so I kept looking at it and saying, I think I want to make some kind of nest ring. And I'll show you how. It's really easy to do. Okay, so let me show you. First, you can use regular silver wire if you want to. We have in our bead shops, we have the vintage line, which has like a bronze kind of color to go with their jewelry wire. So I decided to make it look kind of like a nest. I'm going to use that. Right now, this is a 20 gauge. And basically, you take about maybe 12 inches or so. And if you're going to make a ring, then we will start with that. And we'll cut about 3 pieces of it. And you can, I just like to go a little bit more because to me, I'd rather have more wire which I can cut off than have too little wire. So I'd rather start with a lot. And so we got the 20 gauge. And basically what you're going to do is kind of grab it together and try to hold it so that all 3 are kind of like next to each other. And basically you're going to just actually kind of start to braid it. Now you remember how to do braiding from when you were a kid, right? So we're just doing our simple braiding with the 3. And what you want to do is you want to try and keep it as nice and neat as possible that you can. And you're going to start from the middle and just kind of work your way out. And you're going to just do a little because this is just going to be where the ring is. So you braid a little and you kind of end up with something like this. It might be a little bit tighter. It might be, you know, a little looser, whatever. So you have your braid. Now, one of my favorite tools for this whole project is nylon jaw pliers, because what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually take this braid and I'm going to squeeze it a little bit tighter. So I'm making it a little bit finer. The main thing about this part, this is where your ring base is. So you just want to make sure that the wires aren't kinked and the braid is nice and smooth so that it doesn't irritate your finger when you wear it. After you do that, you're going to basically make a round ring. And you decide what finger you're going to put it on, if you're going to put it on your middle finger or your ring finger. And basically, you're going to twist those 6 together. Now later, you can take a dowel that is about your ring size, or you can take the ring mandrel and shape it so that it's a nice round ring. But what you're going to do is now, you're going to take these, and there's like 6 spokes. So I'm going to take another piece of the 20 gauge wire, and I'm taking like maybe about 20 inches or more. It's up to you again because it really depends on how thick you want your nest, how big you want your nest. Okay, so what I do is I take like maybe 2 inches or so, and I leave a tail, and I'll just wrap this around a couple times just so that I secure that wire. Next, all I'm going to do is I got my spokes all out. See, and they're not all even either. I'm just going to go in and out of the spokes. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And I'm just going to do this a little bit to get my base. And then I'm going to just squeeze it. And this is why I'm saying you don't have to know how to do wire wrapping, because this is wrapping wire, but it's not wire wrapping. It's just playing with the wire. So we just got it going. And you just want to go, you know, back and forth any which way. You can skip a few, you can do whatever you want. Basically, we're just going to go like that. Okay, so now once you got that going, what you're going to start to do after you start building it up is we want to create a rounder feel. So we can take our nylon jar, pliers, and we can actually use it to help cup the wire and form it going up. Then we're going to take these spokes and you're going to actually just kind of wrap them around any which way you want also. So it's just going to go crazy. So that's why I'm saying you don't have to know how to do wire wrapping, because basically you're just taking these and you're kind of like weaving it in and out to get that basket kind of nesty look. And the idea is it's going to look like twigs. If you want to see step-by-step photos of how to make this, you can go to the Joy Crafting blog in June, and it will have something called 2 for Tuesday, and they'll say bird nest jewelry. And there are step-by-step photos of exactly what I'm doing. That is how you would do your bird's nest. You just keep going, and if you have like little pieces that are sticking out and you can't really get it in and you can't use your pliers, then you kind of tuck it in and just cut it off, just so that whatever is out here doesn't, you know, scratch on your clothing or scratch you. You just want to make sure all the wire ends are in there. Now, if you don't want to do a ring base, because on my blog I have a picture of just the bird's nest, and it's hanging actually from this vintage branch. So you can make like a pendant. You can do something like that instead. So as you do this, the other thing you can do is when you have like your chain nose plier or your needle nose, the one thing you can do is you can actually take bits of it, take a wire, and maybe it's too straight to you, twist it. That way it gives it more of that twiggy look too. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this one off, and I'm going to just kind of tuck these in for now, just so I can show you how to finish off your nest. You know, if you just wore this, then it would look like abstract art because it would look like a bunch of wire. So what makes it really look like a nest, of course, is the eggs. So I take a little bit of the 24 gauge wire, and in this ring we have 3 tiny little white pearls, and they are your little eggs. So in this one I've decided, I'm going to do like a turquoisey color to make it more like a robin's egg. So you just string your bead on, and again we're going to plop it in there. We're going to take a little bit of the wire and wrap it around the base, and then we will just put this one through. There's so many holes in your nest that you shouldn't have a problem, and it's just like sewing on a button. We're just going to put it in right there, just like that. And because it's wire, it's easy to like push it around and get it to where you want it to go. And again, you can wrap some of this around, or you can weave it through some more. And we'll just cut this off and cut this one off, and we'll tuck these in. And you know what the other thing is? When you make your own ring in this style, the interesting thing is, okay, maybe you make your ring for one finger, but you want to wear it on another finger. What you can do is, all you have to do is kind of twist it a couple times, and it becomes smaller or bigger. So you have almost like an adjustable size ring by just twisting your nest a little bit more, and it makes your ring size smaller. So you can actually share your ring with someone else too. And with the vintage line, they also have some really cute things like little metal leaves and things that you can actually attach if you want to add a little bit more dimension to your ring. You know, big rings are in, and so are birds. So this is the easy way to go. So I'm gonna just finish up my nest, add a little leaves or something, and I'm gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back.